Before we get into today's banger, if you want to see Kobe Coleman, the legend, go to the NFL, drop a like on this video. 2,000 likes for Kobe in the NFL. 5'8", 200 and nearly 30 pounds coming downhill at your face. But coming out of high school, that's just purely unheard of. I mean, you've seen a few guys like this, but not many. But just purely physical and overall dominant. Kobe Coleman is the name, and make sure you remember that. Out of Clackamas, Oregon, I got a few offers on the table, only being a 3-star recruit. One of those being from Boise State, and I instantly made my commitment. I knew off rip I wanted to be the best running back to ever suit up for the Broncos. And the moment I stepped on campus, I was set out to prove that. But I will say, as a freshman, taking over that starting role was not easy. Had a few backs already waiting their turn, so overstepping those guys was really tough. And if I'm not on my A game throughout the entirety of this season, that spot can be snatched up quick. I gotta stay locked in and ball. First play from scrimmage in college, you know we got to go crazy. Offensive line been doing a really good job all through our practice and camp. We got to live it up in the game though. Only 4 down linemen. We're going to handle up on this one. Got to take off, get to open space, make something happen. The blocking downfield is sensational. I'm going to get out of bounds and avoid an unnecessary hit, and I still get tackled. Even as a freshman, I'm being vocal. I told coach straight up, bro, put the ball back into my hands. If my guys can continue to block like this, I can get into open space. I'm going to make it happen. Trust me. But one thing I wanted to focus on this season, especially coming in, is just honing in on all my skills. So being able to catch the ball out of the backfield is like mandatory for me. That's something that I have to be great at. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel away. We were 2 yards away from the end zone. I got subbed out. I mean, I was a little gassed, but you mean to tell me I couldn't march it in from 2 yards away? Like, come on, coach. First half coming to an end. We got a 1-score lead right now. We need to put some more points up. We really want to take over this game, and our QB1 is just getting sacked. We just struggling to make anything happen outside of the first quarter. I don't know what it is. I haven't been getting as many touches, and overall our offense has just been stagnant. But a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter with not much time left. The ball is it's going to be in my hands for sure. And there's no excuse for it. I don't want to hear or see nothing. We don't even need no backups right now. But I don't want all my touches to come in garbage time. Like, I need the ball in my hands when we need to put points on the board. We need to chew up the field. Like, I want to be an important piece to this offense. As a freshman, it doesn't matter. I want to make something happen. Be important. This 3rd and 1, got this little screen. Hopefully the ball can get put into my hands. Offensive line can do their job up front. Boom, there we go. Good block set up. Break it back outside. Come on, you got to pick that up. We pick up the first down though. That's all that matters. And on 3rd and 10, they know we're running the ball. They're stacking the box, and it might not be nowhere for me to go, even with some decent blocking, trying to break outside, and it's just nothing there. And the only thing left to do is kill this clock, get this game over with. We take a win in week 1, 12-0 against USF on the road. It would have been nice if I was able to go for over 100 yards in my first college game, but 72 yards on only 14 carries, a pretty solid day. No touchdowns though. Following week on the road against Houston, I think it was pretty clear that the freshmen needed more carries. And my personal objective was to let them know it wasn't a mistake to put it in my hands even more. Let me work out. Let me do what I do. I'm making guys look silly out here. And like I said before, I'm out to prove I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm not just give me the ball downhill, be a meatball, and just run through everything. But I'm going to catch it out of the backfield. I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to get loose. I'm going to get active. And then on that same monstrous drive me and the guys put together, I end up scoring my first collegiate touchdown. And I'm leaping into the end zone with too much excitement, like the guys up front end just handle business, making this the easiest walk-in touchdown of a lifetime. But getting a win against Houston would add another W into the win column, bro. Stacking them up, trying to go crazy, kicking off the season the perfect way. And then coming back, having another great week. Only 12 rushes, but 84 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, a couple of broken tackles, a few 20-yard runs, just doing pretty much everything I can to dominate. Over the next couple of weeks, we stack up 2 more dubs, one of those being against Appalachian State. And my QB1, bro, Malachi has been balling out of control. 311, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and only 1 sack. O-line doing their job. And then I finally break off my first 100-yard rushing game, 18 carries, 108 rushing yards, and 2 of them things on the ground. And then we put up another nearly 50 points on the board against San Diego State as well. And in that game, 18 carries, 2 tubs, and Dylan also went off for 64 yards himself. Shout out to my dog. In the upcoming week, our biggest game of the year, and it's on the road against Notre Dame. We have to step up, ball out. This is the game where I become a household name. Back out here in hostile territory. When I say hostile, buddies, man, this crowd is roaring. We got to make something happen though. Good blocking up front. My guy makes a catch. He actually drops the ball. Looking to get my second carry of the game. 2nd and 9. We got to make something happen here because it's going to be either 3rd and short, 3rd and long, and I can't make nothing happen. Another opportunity. We picked up the first down. Let's see if we can make something shake. Good blocking up front, trying to bait this to the outside. He got out that block so quick. I think today running in between the tackles may be the go-to, but we got a nice little outside run here. See if they can hold up the blocks. So I see my receiver. He he literally couldn't hold that DB for nothing. Well, can't really get anything going as a receiver or, you know, just running the ball. So a little halfback screen can always loosen up the wheels, and we still can't make it shake, bro. Come on. Imagine if I can't go off for at least 40 to 50 yards, what they gonna say about me in the media? I'm just a front runner. I can only ball against unworthy schools or lower tier schools. Nah, we got to make something shake now. 1 yard out, coach showing love, put me in the game, even though I'm a little bit gassed and banged up after those last couple of plays. But bro, we still can't make it shake 1 yard away. I mean, that's just flat out embarrassing. Our offensive line got straight up manhandled. Now going with a little screen, gets the ball off to me late, cutting some back inside, walking in untouched. Give me my touchdown, bro. Stop playing. Not gonna lie, they beating the brakes off us, dog. We were not prepared for the level of domination these boys were trying to insert. Like, we're getting manhandled. Got a little option route once I get to the second level here. Gonna try to make the best decision possible and get outside. Ball comes to the back of the end zone. He can't even get it off. In a drive later, my QB1 throwing the 67-yard pick-6 is definitely not a good look, bro. We just going out bad today. 2 minutes left in this one, bro. I just want it to be over with, dog. We can't make nothing shake. It's just been a hard day. Picking up a first down, I mean, I guess that's cute. On the 1 yard line, really won't make much of a difference, but putting another touchdown on the board, that'll be like my third or fourth consecutive game with at least 2 touchdowns, and we accomplished that goal. Huge loss on the road, blown out, and I think all of the critics, all of the naysayers and haters, they feel proven right today after this one. But hold on, before we go any further, just give me a minute. I gotta put y'all on to something fantastic. I partnered with DraftKings recently, and they've come out with a new way to play daily fantasy sports, and that's with DraftKings Pick6. And I know we're used to a different Pick6 on this channel, but this one is just as sweet. New customers can play $5 and get $50 in Pick6 credits. And with the college football playoff and the NFL about to heat up soon, you do not want to miss out on this. Getting started is extremely simple. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Pick6 app and sign up with my personal code TTOP. To start off, pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. For example, the sport we play on the channel right now, football, right? It's simple. Will they get more or less than 28.5 receiving yards or have more than 0.5 interceptions thrown? Basketball, will they score 20 or more points or have 3 or more assists? For my hockey fans, will they score 0.5 or more goals or have 3 or more shot attempts on goal? Even for those interested in the UFC, will they go for more than 1.5 total rounds or less than 3.5 significant strikes? Lock them in and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. New players download DraftKings Pick6 app now. Sign up with code TTOP, play $5 and get $50 in Pick6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick6, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Even though we got blown out by Notre Dame, it seemed like we never lost our footing against teams within conference and just on our level. We went straight back to stacking dubs right after that loss. One against New Mexico, Air Force, and Hawaii. Against New Mexico, 17 carries and a buck on the head. No touchdowns though. And then against Air Force, statistically had a pretty similar game and similar scores overall for the team. And then in our blowout against Hawaii, once again, another mediocre game, but I did my job. Then if you take it to overall rankings on the season, right now sitting at 7-1, we're ranked number 18 in the country on the college football playoff poll. And then within conference, the only team in the Mountain West with 1 loss, and we're sitting at the top, of course, holding that crown. And then on the season so far for me, over 100 carries, just to clip 600 yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. I'm balling. And whilst everything is just going in our favor, stringing together wins, I'm balling now. A partial MCL tear is going to sit me down for pretty much the remainder of the regular season. That means missing a game against UNLV, a big game against Fresno State, a huge rivalry game for us against Nevada and Utah State. But if I'm going to keep it all the way real, like be 100% honest, my biggest worry right now isn't even my injury. My biggest fear is a threat to my starting job. So many great backs on this team, guys who were here the season before I come in as a freshman, fought hard to take over that starting role. And I'm never one to shy away from competition, but I gotta say it's gonna be the hardest task of my life to come back and immediately be able to compete against these guys with so much momentum. In a huge game, the battle for the milk can against Fresno State, we will fall short, just a 3-point loss, our second of the season. And then taking a huge loss in a rivalry game the following week against Nevada. I don't know what's happening towards the back end of this season, but it seems like the team is starting to fall apart. We'd end up finishing the season outside of the top 25 with a 9-3 record. But the real disappointment was finishing outside of the top 2 spots within the Mountain West Conference. We don't make it into that conference championship. We get beat out by Hawaii and Nevada. But with all that being said, guess who's back 100% healthy and able to compete in the bowl game? And it's funny how I sat out nearly half the season. I still lead the team in carries, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns. So I'm not really in fear of losing my job, my starting role whatsoever. I'm coming back in as RB1 this week against Georgia State in the Idaho Potato Bowl. And just like that, we back at it. Bowl game. Got to get my feet wet. First run back, bro. It's been a minute, dog. Got to get loose. Hold on. Backside of the block. Good blocking up the field. Gonna try to make something happen. Run through his face. Picking up a crazy first down. Hold on. First run back. We cooking up, bro. The blocks up front was sensational. The wide receivers doing their job. Now trying to get back upfield again. Making my way juke into open space. And I got the speed. I got the legs. A big run to get back into that zone. You know what time it is. And I can't help but let the emotions run loose. And I'm talking crazy. Home crowd. Big time bowl game. This is what we do. They loading things up over here. We're loading it up too. 3 receivers on the outside blocking for your boy. If the O-line can hold up, I can make something shake for sure. 2nd and 8 early here in the first quarter. We already got a touchdown on the board, which is absolutely great. Good open space down here. You can just hit me, but he found my boy up the field for a nice catch for the first down. Everybody in the stadium knows where the ball is going. Everybody on the field knows where it's going. Untouched, good blocking. We walk in for the 2nd touchdown just here in the first quarter. I get to fly the backfield and go on somewhat of a real route. Safety's in the middle of the field. Hold on, this might be my opportunity to go crazy. Ball came a little early, but I'm ready for it. Taking off, got the space, first down, getting out of bounds so I don't take a hit. Just 2 yards out. Why not give me another chance to get into that end zone, put up my 3rd touchdown of this game, dropping my shoulder. I'm gonna muscle my way in, picking up number 3, TD number 3 to be exact. Gotta say it does feel fantastic to be back. 4th quarter here, and they put up another touchdown as well. So this game is a lot closer than anybody pretty much anticipated. Now making moves in the open space, trying to bully my way forward, picking up the 1st. Another block and release situation. They don't need my help back here. Gonna take off, but this ball is going towards midfield. And look at my dog making that catch in stride. He going all the way to the crib for a huge touchdown. And with just over a minute left, a 5-point lead, trying to kill as much clock as possible, getting the field goal range, possibly put 3 more points on the board, putting this game to bed. And somehow we fight our way down here in the red zone. We could just kneel it out or do what we have to do to just get up out of here, but putting the ball in my hands once again with a chance to put another TD on the board. We walk in with ease, man, put this game to bed for sure. Freshman season, bowl win under our belt. It feels amazing. I can't even lie. First game back in a bowl game at that, in front of our home crowd, a $105 on the ground with 4 tubs. Putting things into perspective, I actually balled out and went crazy this season. 127 carries, 722 yards, and over 10 touchdowns. And not too shabby as a receiver, being 5th in the team when it comes to receiving yards, with the receiving touchdown as well. Looking to improve on that stat next year. Overall, if I have to say so myself, a really solid season. My freshman year was a little bit scary with the whole MCL injury going on, but for the most part, I show a lot of promise as this team's future RB1. But as I head into year 2 here at Boise State as their number 1 running back, I want to make sure I can stay healthy throughout the entirety of the season to really reach my maximum potential. Year 2, my sophomore season is upon us, and I'm rocking that number 2. Just a few years ago, we all know who rocked this very number, the guy who pretty much went off and put this team back on the map. And trust me, I understand the load of responsibility that comes with rocking this number here at Boise now. My goals this year are simple: double my production from last year, improve on one of the best young backs, one of the best overall backs and players in general this season. I feel like this team is prepared for the big moment way more than we were last season. We fell short in a lot of big time games, but the open up week 1 is going to be tested. We got Oregon. Oh yeah, this week gotta run the ball like I got something to prove, dog, against our biggest opponent of the season. Time to step up and ball. Got a solid look from the defense here, flaring out. The ball is coming to me. Blocks on the outside gotta be great. Getting up, feel a little late, but making something happen with the ball in my hands. Gonna try to spin my way in the open field, and I'm breaking a few tackles. On that play, if I just turn upfield just a little bit quicker after catching that ball, bro, I probably house that, but going with a similar look. But we do got some other routes developing on the field. Makes the catch. Let's go. It is 4th and goal. We have no choice but to score here. We got to put this one into the end zone. Blocking up front is good. I go in untouched. First touchdown of the season for us as a team and me personally. Even though we up 7-0, this crowd is still chirping. We got to put these boys to shame, get them quiet real quick, get into the outside with a burst of speed. Hold on, I got that step in. I'm dropping my shoulder. They whiffing on tackles and all. I got them boys scared. Then one of my dogs going to the end zone for his own touchdown of the season. Big wide receiver, what, 2 or 3 in the depth chart, but he out here balling like he wide receiver 1. Nearly all my touches on the day have been explosive, trying to continue with that streak, cutting in some backside of that block, getting back upfield, picking up the first, making something happen, breaking tackles, doing it all. Getting physical at the line, getting busy after the catch, after contact, doing it all. Now I got that speed. Now I'm to the outside. I'm dropping my shoulder. I'm running through something. I'm trying to do it all, bro. They know where the ball going. It's only right you let me finish out this drive the right way. Good blocks on the outside, making somebody miss, powering forward. We just don't got that extra push. This swing out of the backfield, easily one of my favorite plays in the playbook. I just flare out. The ball is going to me guaranteed. Blocks outside are great. great, not that great if I'm getting tackled like that, getting blew up actually. Come on now, I'm trying to cap out this drive. 2 yards from the end zone, second half is about to start. We can go in there with a 2-score lead. Come on, bro, let's make it happen. Let's get in there, man. Touchdown. No, I'm turned up doing my signature celebration. I always pull out that bow and arrow, let them know, man, we're putting the shot in things, man. Kill it. With a 12-point lead, opportunity to make it a 15-point lead, if not more. Ain't nothing to do right now, especially in the fourth quarter, but to protect the ball and kill the clock. For me, it's been a real explosive day for the running backs in general, just making things happen. Overall, plays all across the field as a team. And you want to talk about opening up the season the right way. Offense hung up 35 points on the number 2 team in the country. And for a while, I thought my starting job was in the balance. No, sir. 19 carries, $112 on the ground, 3 major touchdowns to kick off the year. Got Memphis, but we at the crib this week, so this should be a pretty solid W. Not to sleep on this Memphis team, but I think we're a whole lot better than what they are, breaking tackles to get things kicked off. Got a run going to the short side here. I'll take it upfield if I can, which I will. Break a few tackles, muscle my way forward. Got a little option here. If I can get to the outside, it'll be solid, but if I can get towards the middle, break off in that open space, that'll be crazy. But he throws it to one of my teammates, picking up the first down. Pin back pretty deep, trying to get our way out of our own territory and make something happen here, getting to the outside. Ball does come my way, spin back in. I like that block, tear it upfield, let's go. That's probably one of the few like holes in my game. I need that explosiveness, but being what 5'8", 230, it's hard to have that dynamic cut ability, but I still think I could be a lot better than what I am, a lot quicker. I sit out a play and then we strike for a big home run touchdown. We were pinned back deep, got out with a few decent plays and then put something on the board. Tie ball game just for the half, 2-minute warning out the way. Ball comes my way immediately, trying to shake some in the open field. I can, making some guys miss, picking up a first. You can never go wrong with a little halfback screen into some open space, like to blocking up front. Plenty of ground to get upfield. Hold on, cut this one inside. I need that block. Come on, dog. 80, I need that. A slightly better block from my wide receiver out there, bro. I'll probably take that one to the crib, but a huge play across the middle, putting us within striking distance. I don't know what it is, but they giving Dylan a lot of carries this week. It's limiting my production. I mean, I'm a ball out regardless, but I feel like the ball should be in my hands way more, and a bad pass from our QB1. They always trying to get fancy when it come to me, like, bro, just hand the ball out to me. You know I can make it happen, bro. I don't know why they sleeping on me like I'm not a home run hitter like I am right here. I might be able to put this one into the man, come on, touchdown on the board, baby. Man, let them know something. Coleman, you know what time it is, bro. Man, ain't no two gonna take it home every time. Stop sleeping on me. Still a pretty tight game as we're about to enter the fourth quarter, so we got to put this one away. Maybe put another touchdown on the board, a field goal, something. We got to put this game out of reach some way, somehow. Not too much space to work with. Tossing a guy, though. I need more carries, though. I need at least 25 to 30 a game. You give me that kind of, bro, those kind of touches, bro, I can bring you unlimited production. Like, look at me, bro. I can make it happen. I look over at the sideline and see Dylan trying to strap up his helmet. Like, no, bro. Like, I kind of wave him off. Like, bro, do your job as a backup and stay on the sideline and wait until that time coming. Right now, it's not that time. I'm not gonna lie. It's always good to have depth, but we do not need another like big time back like him. Like, he's good and all that. He's great, but I'm a whole lot better when I put that ball into my hands, especially when I got space, drop my shoulder, run through somebody's face. Trying to get a receiving touchdown under my belt, though. Flaring out the backfield here. Give me that ball in space. And stride, I'm gonna turn around, get in the end zone, diving in, a touchdown on the board, and just a completely different way to what you used to see me do. But defense is failing to hold this Memphis offense to little to nothing. They're making it happen, but with enough speed to get around the edge, with enough step, enough pep in it to take off up the sideline. Putting this game to bed is my only and main objective. It feels like I gotta go 2 times harder to prove myself. Only 10 rushes on the day, but you talk about 182 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and then on the receiving side, 6 receptions, 93 yards with a tub. Come on, bro. Then we come right back against FCS Northwest and put the beats on them boys. I'm talking about straight belt, 48 to nothing. Once again, splitting carries with Dylan, but I have the bigger load of the production. 1 less carry, $132 on the ground, 2 tubs. The best running back duo tandem, or whatever you want to call it, in the backfield early this game. They kick off this, man, come on, kick off this drive, and we can't get nothing going. The blocking on the outside is terrible. 3rd and 20, bro, pin back so deep into our own territory. Gonna go with the halfback screen. Can I get a good block? Yes, I can, but a slew of white jerseys over here. Ooh, spin back towards the middle, though. Didn't pick up the first. I love this little choice route, but I never really get an opportunity to make anything happen with this play. He always ends up dumping it off to one of my teammates, but we pick up good yardage right there. 2 minutes left in this half. We already got the lead, looking pretty solid. Open field over here. I'm gonna try to get out of bounds, stop this clock. Let's go. Pick up the first 2. Hold on now. Line up in the slot a little bit. I can run out here, catch this ball, get towards the sideline. Come on. And he doesn't throw that ball my way. That's crazy. First down, though. Put that ball in my my hands. Coach, 1st and 10, clock is running. I think we have a timeout or two, which will serve us some good right here. But picking up a mean 1st down. Let's go. Believe it or not, my QB will end up throwing a pick on that last drive of the 1st half. So we ended up having to settle here. Got the ball swinging out. Terrible block on the outside. Just got me blown up. I wish we could run out of more of a spread look, because it's like they know when we're about to run the ball. 2 backs in the backfield. Receivers are packed in tightest. It's almost obvious. Either that or we go with the halfback screen. We're going to have to expand this playbook a little bit. I know I'm a smaller back, but I'm telling you, I'm way more versatile than they think, trying to get back outside after tucking it inside, picking up a 1st. Gonna continue to drill this ball and just hammer it as much as possible, and then set them up with a nice good pass, and right here just fighting for my life for a good run. But I will say, when you got a solid run game and set up the pass so well, we just had a huge pass play go crazy, now breaking off a beautiful halfback screen. And then one of my boys over here on the offensive side picks up the touchdown quick and easy, running the ball effectively, also throwing it. We get the job done on this drive. And then we all know the 4th quarter with a lead, that's my time to shine and pretty much stat pack, because now I just kill as much clock as possible, and I'm getting off. I mean, look at the box right now. They look like they're preparing for Genty for real, bro. I know I got that number 2 on, but I'm not bro just yet. We're going to have a similar career, trust me. Real explosive, real nasty, real dynamic. Oh my gosh, a filthy run. If I could somehow squeeze out a touchdown in this drive, that'd be great, because I got a decent amount of yards, but I definitely need one on the board, spinning back inside, breaking another tackle. O-line versus D-line, pretty much the strength of the big boys up front. Who's gonna hold it down the best? And we march in pretty much untouched for my touchdown of the game, the one I've been wanting since the 1st quarter. Big dub this week. Defense played phenomenal. Offense produced. We get a huge win over a top 25 ranked team, top 20 at that. After going for only 50 yards against a top 20 ranked team, I knew if I wanted to get my name in certain conversations, I had to turn my play up. I have yet to have that huge breakaway game, and on this back half of this schedule, even though it's a little bit weaker than the front half, I got to turn up and go crazy. And the following week against Utah State, turning my play up is exactly what I would do. Follow my O-line to the promised land. And we were in front of our home crowd. You know I had to put on an absolute show, going crazy, just putting in work. I was putting all my talents on display, even catching the ball out of the backfield. I'm talking about I got guys missing, sifting through traffic, breaking tackles, getting nifty. But it really got crazy when I bent the corner on a defensive lineman and burnt up, got into the end zone for my longest touchdown of the year so far. I'm talking about flat out going crazy, full-blown beast mode. We'd end up smoking Utah State by nearly 40 points. And then on once again less than 20 carries, putting up a season high 173 yards and 5 nasty touchdowns. And then to go off for another 80 yards receiving on only 4 catches with another touchdown right there on that total. So that's 6 in a game. Then we follow up that big dub in conference play with another win over UNLV, 38-14. 6 weeks into the season, I've already pretty much eclipsed my entire production of last year with 5 more touchdowns than I did all of last season. But even with me sitting out half of my freshman season due to injury, these are still great numbers for this halfway point. But week 8 against Wyoming, the most explosive game I've ever had from, pretty much my whole career. Little League, Pop Warner, all the way through high school. This is the best game I've ever played in my life, going off over 302. And then we follow up those 3 consecutive blowout wins with a pretty tight one against Colorado State. In that game, doing what I do best, 23 carries. You see they're starting to put the ball in my hands a lot more. They know now 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, and once again, bro, just protecting the football. But if I'm not mistaken, last season, this rivalry game against Nevada, we dropped this one, and I believe we were at home, but this time we're on the road, and we cannot lose this one, especially with an undefeated record this far into the season. If we can secure this dub, this back quarter of the season should be a cakewalk, if I'm being honest. Didn't perform too well the first time around we played this game. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I played in this game last season due to injury, but we got to go crazy. This time around, we got to put on an absolute show. But we marching down the field at a pretty solid rate here in the first quarter, down 3 points, got to make a guy miss, and I can't do that. We always going with this like power look, almost like a guaranteed run whenever I'm in the backfield. I really don't like that, but we're going to make something shake either way. 4th and 1, coach opt for the field goal. I actually gave him my 2 cents and told him, put the ball in my hands. I'm going to pick it up. I promise you, I guarantee it, going up the middle. Look at that block up front. Ain't no way I can't break one off with this. And look at oh my gosh, sensational run. But in the back of the end zone, Malachi finds Cam in the back, and we pick up a touchdown. Little option route, but I'm going to go outside for sure. It's probably going to be the most space for me to work out with. Let's go. Got the ball on the outside. Got that step. Let's go. Got that speed run through his face. You know what time it is. It's runs after the catch like that that'll get you in the lead. You know they love a back that can do it all. Come on, good blocking up front. Break it back inside. Get back out. Picking up the first. Trying to get that edge. edges. Ooh, I could have scored that. Come on, man. On the 3-yard line, you got one of the best, if not the best running back in the country on a power. Cut it back in. Run through somebody's face. That's a big boy touchdown. I need to break off a big run. 1st and 10, second half just kicked off. We got ball first. Let's go. See if we can get outside, break something loose. Trying to make something shake. Swinging out the backfield in the open space. Got like a linebacker trailing me. I don't like that my teammate gets to catch. I'm trying to get up here and get a block from my dog. Here we go. 4 receiver split wide. Got a lot of blocking opportunity on the outside. No good block right there. We still gonna get something out of that. Got a nice lead. Defense playing well, but going into the 4th, we got to put this game away, bro. I need a big home. Bro, here we go. I need a big home run to go crazy and put this game to bed. Wasn't the prettiest, but we get the dub over Nevada. The rivalry game is in the bag this season. Didn't get it last year, but we make up for it. And coming out of here, player of the game, 124 rushing yards on less than 20 attempts with a tub. You know your boy went crazy. The following weeks after that Nevada game, we ended up going on a roll all the way through the regular season, even into the Mountain West Conference Championship. New Mexico game, 14 carries, 207, 4 touchdowns. Against Hawaii, 15 carries, $187, 3 tubs, no fumbles. You know what I do. Final regular season game against San Jose State won 22 touchdowns. And then we gave Colorado State the business in the Mountain West Conference Championship game, 21 carries, 235 with 4 of them things. And then the huge step forward in terms of my production is crazy. 2,000 rushing yards on the season, 36 touchdowns. Come on, dog. And then even as a receiver, caught more balls, even more receiving yards, and 2 more touchdowns on the season. Overall, solid, catching the ball out of the backfield and toting it. I was even in the Heisman conversation for a bit, but Avery Johnson ended up coming out with that award. But taking a look at the college football playoff bracket, we do secure that 1st round bye. We're going to either see Notre Dame or Georgia in the quarterfinal. And there you have it, number 11 versus number 4. We got Notre Dame in the Peach Bowl. To say the absolute least, we were not ready for what Notre Dame brought to the table. We couldn't get anything going, and that defensive front was just playing nasty. I struggled all night to get anything going. Couldn't break off a single run over 3 yards. I mean, it got to a point I was just out there trying any and everything, but I just couldn't get anything to shake, bro. I was getting desperate at this point. And keep in mind, up until this game, I hadn't had a single fumble all throughout my career. These whole 2 years I've been playing for Boise. But trying to hurdle a defensive player, got clapped and coughed that ball right up. We ended up getting blown out 38-7 in the Peach Bowl. And our playoff, everything about this whole season just went down the drain. Our first loss, our first just beat down. Next year, in what could be my final season here at Boise, only a few things on my mind. 1, win a national championship. Falling short like that doesn't feel good whatsoever. And 2, solidify myself to be the best back in Boise State history. Ashton went off and had a record-breaking, overall just phenomenal season just a few years ago. I want to one-up that. So the rushing record that Barry Sanders set all those years back that Ashton just fell short to, I want to surpass and be the greatest running back of all time. Kicking off my junior season, the most important year of my collegiate football life. Showing off my versatility by catching balls lined up in the slot, making big plays. And this year, making it my purpose. Anything within 5 yards is a guaranteed touchdown from me. If you've ever heard the statement, man on a mission, that's me this season. I've been balling, but the legend of Kobe Coleman is going to be born today. Against FCS Midwest Week 1, blowout, shutout, all of that, at home to kick off the season. And taking a look at the remainder of our schedule, the only fight I see on here is Oregon State. Outside of that, every other team is getting smashed without a question. But against all these teams that I see and that pretty much anybody in the country can see to be inferior to us, we got to dominate. More importantly, I got to dominate, put up the numbers that I know I'm capable of. Then you follow up the first game of the season with a monster game against Marshall. And I ain't gonna lie, first road game of the season, I had to show out, putting on moves, showing up the burst of speed, especially at my size. You know they was looking around crazy. But I knew if I didn't want to get treated like Ashton, being downplayed for putting up great stats against these lower inferior teams, I would have to put up numbers and performances that were unforgettable. By week 6, I was still continuing to tear it up completely. At this point, it feels like week to week I'm breaking off some nasty highlight reel type of play. And after a sensational run like that, it's only fitting that I strike the Heisman pose, because according to every analyst out there, I'm the leading candidate. 6 weeks into the season, we've been able to string together some very, very dominant, beautiful wins. And I've been able to put together some of the most dominant, just craziest performances and stat lines that you've ever seen. But they still playing with me when it comes to this Heisman. I've been sitting in number 2 for the last couple of weeks. His number 1 spot has been rotated by multiple players but me for some weird, odd reason. But we got a game against New Mexico at home. I'm looking to put on a performance like no other. I have to submit myself to be the Heisman, especially going into this back end of the season. But my stats through these 6 games looking pretty nasty. Nearly 130 carries, 1,600 rushing yards, 20 touchdowns. touchdowns, we looking good, but 2 fumbles already. I don't like that, but we gonna clean that up though. First play from scrimmage against New Mexico, all orange unis. You know we had to tear it up. I'm taking off, ripping the turf up off the field, going all the way to the crib for one of my biggest and nastiest runs of the season. But little did anybody know this would be one of the most historical games of any running back in college football history. Any player for that matter. A 63-7 massacre. As a team, purely dominant. Nothing else to say about it. Somehow Ashton was able to find it in himself during his prime and during his monster games to sit out for a quarter or two. Not me. 540 rushing yards in a day, 7 touchdowns. And somehow, even at the game of that caliber, they still playing on my top. Why am I not #1 in the Heisman race? There's always a new guy every week but me. And make it back-to-back seasons where we go completely undefeated, just destroying everybody within our path. Due to strength of schedule, we're the only team in the college football playoff that has an undefeated record, but we do not receive a first-round bye. Oh, and your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner goes to yours truly after an outstanding season. I balled out. And it's funny because they had me a second in the poll for pretty much the last 4 to 5 weeks of the season, even though I was putting up crazy numbers. The only undefeated team in the entirety of the college football playoff, and we trying to get going early. And this defensive front, even at second level, looking pretty nasty. So we got to make sure the blocking assignment's on point. Everybody's doing their job. We pick up a few yards here. Can't go wrong with a little choice route. Let's see what my QB1 does with this ball. We can pick up this first. That'll be solid. Going to the right side. Do we pick up the first down? Yes, we do. Let's go. Line up in the gun, my QB1. Take the handoff, get to the outside, use my speed. There we go. Good block. You got to hold on to that block a little bit longer, but first down, let's go. Getting the ball rolling. We can put points on the board first and score in this first half. That'll be solid. We can get some things going. Good block up front. Make a guy miss. Picking up another first. Come on, baby. Getting touched up a little bit. He ain't gonna lie, he's mirroring me to a T. Got a wide trap. Try to get to the outside. I'll hit the hole if it's there, but it's not whatsoever. Good little block. Got a guy missing, breaking a tackle. Come on, moving forward, dog. Big boy run. And how about this formation? All of our running backs, like our top 3 in the depth chart, all lined up in the back. And the #1 RB1 is going to get the handoff. There we go. First down, baby. 3rd and goal. We need to, bro. I know we can pick up a field goal. We need a touchdown, though. Can we score here? And I'm caught up at the line. I can't do nothing. QB1's getting sacked. Did a solid job running the ball last possession, but couldn't score. That was absolutely terrible. Not catching this ball, going upfield, breaking a few tackles. Let's get it. 2-minute warning, bro. We got to score before the half. Putting up points is crucial, and the ball is coming to the outside right in my hands. Telling you, boy, that versatility is something serious, bro. And me and Malachi just being on the same page pretty much all the time is just a thing of beauty, bro. It's been insanely uneventful, and I don't like that whatsoever. Good blocks up front. Can we make something happen? We pick up some decent yards, but we can't get the first. But going forward on 4th down, they trusting their Heisman Trophy winner to pick up this first down, cutting it back, picking up the first, doing my job. Malachi took a bad sack. 2nd and 16. Come on, let's see if we can flare out the backfield. And he can't even get the ball out of his hands, bro. It's like come time for playoff football, we just fold, bro. Like it's nothing going in our favor. Like we can't get anything to shake. Ball coming my way after going off script. It's in my hands. You know what time it is with me trying to spin in the open space. 2nd and 1 red zone action. We have to score. We have yet to put any touchdown points on the board. We done put up 3. We need to put up a few more. Got backed up a bit, but we need to score. 4th quarter is about to start. Putting some points on the board is critical, man. The blocking isn't all the way there, but we're gonna make something out of nothing. Pick up the first touchdown of the game. And even though this game is pretty much over, not leaving it to chance, we could put up 3, could run the clock out, but scoring another touchdown just sounds a whole lot better. First round of the college football playoff is in the books, and it was an absolute dogfight start to finish. But the following game against Georgia wouldn't go anything like it did in the first round. Kicking things off, I gave my best effort. I mean, running through guys, dropping my shoulder, just playing as hard as I possibly could. But it just seemed like this Georgia defense had an answer for everything. I mean, time and time again, running through defenders, but the next guy up always made the play. But I knew it was about to get ugly for us once I seen one of Georgia's #1 players get wide open on a busted coverage. And as the game went on, we tried to get the ball in my hands by any means, and it just wouldn't work out. And getting the ball to anybody else wasn't an option either. They were making plays all over the field. It was close, but we ended up taking a loss in the Fiesta Bowl to Georgia, a heartbreaking one at that. And watching those boys celebrate in front of that trophy just reminded me this could be my final season as a Boise State Bronco. And my numbers through 3 years here at Boise State were absolutely phenomenal. 625 carries, over 7K rushing yards, 109 total touchdowns, and only 3 fumbles. Coming back to Boise for my senior season with NIL in play seems like a pretty good option. But going to the league, being a top 3 pick in the first round, that sounds a whole lot better. I'm out of here. I love Boise State and what I've accomplished as a Bronco, but I think I've surpassed the best running back in this school's history, and I now hold that crown.